In this day and age, why would you risk your business over $50? There's a hairstylist out in Birmingham who thought it was a smart idea to put her hands on a paying client over a simple pricing miscommunication. By the looks of this video, this client has every right to sue. That lady left that salon with a bald spot. All because the hairstylist was dragging her. Even the police showed up and told her, yeah, you can't do that. You said via text, the pricing is $200. She showed up and gave you $200. What are we confused about? Now, because of $50, you're about to be sued. You could even be charged. We're talking false imprisonment. Can we even throw extortion in there? I don't know, I just feel like ripping somebody's hair out over $50 has got to be another level of greed. These hair horror stories that you guys be sharing are getting out of control. Hairstylists, y'all need to do something.
Yeah, the 3 African women from the Braid shop in Birmingham, Alabama, they're still behind bars after refusing to let a woman out of the shop, quoted her $200, then tried to upcharge her an additional $50. The woman ended up leaving with a bald spot from them pulling her hair out. If you missed a breakdown on this, go ahead and click the link below in the description to catch up. But the police investigated the situation, the customer pressed charges, and this is how they all ended up here. They got locked up after this story went viral on social media, serving as yet another warning to Black women: stay away from these shops.
Okay, y'all, I'm coming to y'all with a story out of Birmingham, Alabama on the east side. Mama's Gifted Hands African Hair Braiding, okay? This story went viral. The girl in there getting her hair done thought she was going to get a good experience. Towards the end, they upped the price on her, wanted $50 more, and tried to hold her hostage in the shop after she refused the upcharge. They tried to hold her hostage in the shop. Couldn't pull the girl hair out, pull the edges out. It was a big thing. I know y'all seen the video. So since then, the owner, the girl who was behind her holding her hair, and the other lady, I don't even think she was doing that. Maybe she locked the door or something, but she was part of the story. But the owner and 2 employees of the shop have been arrested. They sent in the Jefferson County Jail with no bond. I believe justice has been served. See, don't come down here in Birmingham with that bullshit. Don't come down here in Birmingham with the BS. Don't do it. Birmingham PD said they wasn't playing that shit. They're not going to be playing it with y'all. Okay? So tell me if you done heard it. Tell me if you know about the people that have been locked up. They done locked these girls up. The owner, they locked up the owner and her and 2 employees.
I'm pretty sure by now we've all seen the video of the young lady who was at that braiding shop in Alabama, and the owner or the workers gave her a certain price. She texted the number asking them how much it was to get knotless boho braids. They told her $200. When she got to the shop, she started to braid her hair. She said everything was going great, the hospitality was great, and I'm going to insert the clip below. But as she's explaining in detail what exactly is happening, she said it just took a turn for the worse. And when she went to pay the $200 that the owner advised her was going to be the cost of her hair, the owner flipped out, grabbed her hair, and pulled her hair out from the root. So now more than likely she's going to have a permanent bald spot. Okay, that is not the way to handle business, and I really do hope that they get shut down. And if they're licensed, if you go to the shop and this happens to you, report them to the Better Business Bureau, because that is unacceptable behavior. You cannot lock someone in a shop. If anything, you have your video evidence, you take your picture, and you take a picture of their license plate, and you let them go. The police will do their work, but to lock someone in the shop the way you did is very sad, and the way you handle the situation, I hope that you don't get any more business. I hope that that video goes viral on all platforms and you don't get any more business, because if that was me, I probably would have turned that place upside down if you grabbed me by my hair. And
I'm telling y'all, that's what they wanted. They wanted her to start fighting them when they had her held up like that, so they can get the police there, flip the script, just like they tried to lie on social media. They would have pulled that same stunt with the police and just blamed the customer and say she was combative to try to excuse all 3 of them for the crimes they committed against her. But no. The customer did not give them the reaction they needed to wiggle themselves out of this or claim some type of self-defense or mutual combat. They held that woman there against her will, and that's why they're locked up now with no bond on kidnapping charges against their will. This is what you call instant karma. And of course, this business needs to be shut down. Every Black woman in Birmingham should make sure they stay out of there. And not just this salon in Birmingham. Any other salon where you have people with open contempt for you, trying to scam you out of extra money, or being disrespectful. But yeah, in this case, they all need to be deported, all 3 of them. Go ahead and kick them out this country. Let them go back to wherever they came from, where this is acceptable. But sorry, you can't lock people in your business like this. That's a very serious charge.
way they were pulling her hair. They were pulling her hair, and I know that that hurts. But the young lady kept her composure. She kept her cool. She was recording everything, and when the police arrived, they told her that that's assault, that was assault. So I'm hoping that she does a story time to let us know, like a part 2, so that way we can kind of see what happens. I really do hope that she sues them in small claims court, goes to the doctor and gets a medical note saying, hey, her hair is not going to grow back in this spot because of the way it was pulled from the root. Okay, that is just bad business.
And Jessica, you need to take Mama Gifted Hands for everything she got. By the time you done with her, I need you to be owning that shop that she works in, okay? Because ain't no way I talked to you prior to coming to your establishment. We agreed of $200 for a hairstyle. And then at the end of the hairstyle, you trying to upcharge me because you decided to use a certain kind of hair in my head without telling me, and then hold me against my will and cut my hair out my head. And what happened to the boycott against these African salons for this very reason?
That's a good point. Didn't y'all say it was a boycott against these African braid shops for this very same reason? The disrespect, the lack of care. I just don't understand, why is it so hard to stay away from people and businesses that don't want you around them or don't even like you? Listen, I don't care who it is. Nationality, color. If somebody don't want you there, don't go there. It's not that hard to leave these shops alone that's known for braiding y'all hair too tight, causing alopecia, all these scalp conditions, using weave that's causing internal health issues as well. You don't have to be disrespected or risk your health for some hair.
Bro, let me go.
You're not living.
Wasn't it just, 3 months ago? Maybe 4 months ago? We warned you guys about those African braiding shops? And Black American females got on TikTok. I don't care what y'all say. I'm not going to boycott these African braiding shops because they do good work. I'm going to support them. They're our people too. Well, this video is circulating where Mama's Gifted Hands used those gifted hands to wrap around her hair, over $50 that she wanted to overcharge her. Now, the owner, Mama's Gifted Hands, have been arrested. But we told you guys, we warned you, these people don't even like you. I remember growing up, I used to watch my moms, my grandma, my sisters. When somebody do their hair, they would take the hair that's in the brush or in the comb, put it in the ashtray and burn it. They didn't trust other people with their hair. Or they would flush it down the toilets. But modern day Black American women would sit in the chair of an African, people that don't even like them, that's only just capitalizing off of you. And you trust them not only to do your hair, but you leave your hair there, knowing that they're into that voodoo or witchcraft and whatever other things they do on the continent of Africa. But how could you trust a people so much where their ancestors sold your ancestors into captivity? And now you trust them? Well, I have no sympathy for this female. Now, there's other videos out there where these African females would jump. You the only one in that shop. You're overweight. You're not in the best of shape. And you got about 3 or 4 African females in there, and you're sitting down. Once you sit down in that chair and they got a hold of your head, you're at a big disadvantage. Because once you sit down in that chair and they got your hand, I'm sure she wrapped them gifted hands around them braids and pulled them tight. And you're helpless now because you're in an African braiding shop and you're outnumbered. Now, I'm sure modern day Black females they're different. They're different than when I was coming up, because the Black Americans, when I was coming up, wouldn't have let that go. Even though that female had got arrested before she was arrested. Family members, the community would have been at that shop, tearing that shop up, and everyone that's in there, they wouldn't have gotten away with that. A message would have been sent out to that African community, right? You just don't get away with stuff like that. You come into our hometown, you're on our soil. and you're gonna treat Black Americans like that, and they let you get away with that? Wasn't like that when I was growing up. It was not like that at all. That hair shop would have went up in smokes. It wouldn't have lasted. So I don't see how Black Americans can just sit back and let that happen. Yeah, you may sue and get a few dollars out of it, and they may get arrested, but I came up in an era where we didn't let that go. But I don't feel sorry for them, because we warned you guys. We told you about these African braiding shops, and you just didn't listen.
And listen, it's not just Africans. Same goes for those beauty supply stores or those nail shops. If these people do you wrong and don't want your business, don't give them your business. Find somewhere else to go. Then the weave hairstyles, braids, and wigs, all of it, at this point, it's an obsession, because even after all the warning, especially the health warnings, you can't keep Black women away from it. I mean, at the end of the day, you have your own hair growing from your own head. You know, it's okay to wear it. But I digress. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Tell me what you think about this below. I want to thank everybody who supported this channel. You can show your support as well. The link to PayPal is below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to like and share.